Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd. So we're going to go ahead and set up this scanner in order to scan the top of this Castle Grayskull. Now I'm just trying to scan the very top portion of this. And you can see here, this is my scanner app on my phone, and it's hooked to a Revopoint Mini Scanner. I'll have the link in the description in case you guys want to get your own scanner, or at least check them out and see what it's all about. Now, Revopoint does have multiple kinds of scanners. They have the regular Pop, the Pop 2, and now the Pop 3 pre-order, and the giant one that's made for scanning whole entire people. Alright, you guys can see that blue light flashing on there. That is actually the scanner working in that area. And notice all those tape dots I have around there. Those are the markers that actually go around to help the tracking of the scanner. Now, you don't always have to have markers on there, depending if you choose feature or marker in order to scan it. Now you'll notice on my computer, or on my screen on my phone, it's kind of hard to see as I keep zooming in and out, that once in a while you can kind of see what the scan looks like on my phone there, connected to that weird little handheld tripod. Now this tripod's kind of cool. This little handheld device is it actually helps the shakiness that is naturally in your hands. It's actually a little motorized deal and helps aim it correctly, so you end up, you look there, you can see the scan happening in the phone, and it's kind of cool. Once in a while it loses its tracking, and when it does, I have to pause the scan and then go back and try to recatch it. Right now I'm pausing it. I'm going to try to find the spot where I can recatch where it knows where it's at, and then I will unpause it and then continue the scan and see if I can catch that area again. Sometimes if you don't get enough features when you're scanning right off the bat for both sides, it will then cause some issues. So going up over the top sometimes helps this issue to get more of the features on the far side. As you can see, I didn't quite catch it there. Let's see. Nope. You see the red on the screen? I didn't catch it there either. Maybe one more time around. Now, what's cool about this is once I get this top edge scanned in, I will then have something to use in my 3D program in order to create the riser piece that goes in between the Castle Grayskull and the Point Dread. Now, somebody's already asked me online if I could take and make a riser attachment piece that will work for the other tower, the one adjacent to this one that goes right next to the hinge on the other half that goes 9 degrees out. And so I'm going to try to see if I can make one that works for both. And if not, I might make two of them, one for this tower and one for the other tower. So we'll see how that works out. And that would be cool, give you more options of where to place Point Dread. And somebody showed me on their castle how it looks, and they actually put it as the third wall, which puts it in the back corner of the castle, and it actually looks pretty cool. So I'm actually probably going to put mine the same way when I finish it. Instead of being in the front of the castle, to mount it in the back on that third extra wall, and that's a great way to do it. So of course I'm going to try to make that riser for that third wall and see how that works. Alright, so you can see sometimes it takes quite a while to get the scan just right, and you can see kind of those blue square light appearing here and there as I'm scanning, trying to get this set up. And there it is, there's the scan. Now this is just known as a point cloud. There are no surfaces or faces to this scan yet. This is just the point cloud piece of it. And I'll show you on the computer what it looks like and what has to happen next. So let's go ahead and go to the computer, and we'll open up the software that comes with the scanner, and we'll check this out. So here's the software here, and right now you can see this is the point cloud. And if I zoom in, it looks very see-through because it's just a bunch of points. There are no surfaces or edges created at this point. So now you have to fuse them, and then you have to mesh them as well. And once you fuse in your mesh, then it will add all your surfaces together. The fusing gets all the different frames that you created and tries to make sense out of what you're trying to do. And the meshing then turns it into a 3D object that can be printed or used or whatever. Now I've already done it earlier, that's why I hit cancel on it, just to get to the one that's already done. And you can see where the holes are that are caused by all those targets or markers I had on there. So there is how it looks. Now all I cared about was the very top edge of this, because that's where it's going to merge with the Point Dread once I have it done. So as long as that part is good, then it should work for us. We're going to go ahead and throw us in Blender now and see how it looks in Blender. As many of you guys know, I use Blender all the time in order to create my objects. and to work on things for both 3D printing and 3D graphics. So I've already done some work on it. I've already used the 3D plugin, I think it's called, or module, and I use something called Manifold on it, and that Manifold helps close up any open gaps or any open holes that you may have had. Now again, you can see how rough that is in certain spots where I didn't get a good scan on it, but all we care about is that top edge up there where it's going to mate with Point Dread. Alright, hopefully you guys found this interesting. This is part 2 of a multi-part video. I'll look forward to having you guys watch me in part 3. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends, and good journey.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it.